addressing some things. One of the things that's near and dear to my heart, because I've been talking about this topic for the longest, and I feel like people are just, it's getting out of control, so I'll talk about that. But side note, remember when I told you I couldn't find the Power Green shampoo by Shea Moisture? I finally found it at a Target near where I get my nails done at. I just got my nails done for my birthday, so I'm hype. Birthday behavior. I just did my locks for my birthday, so I'm hype. Birthday behavior. So I'm super excited. My birthday is tomorrow. I'll be turning the big 3-1, so I'm excited. But that's not what this video is about. We're going to be talking today about, I'm just going to address the thing that's near and dear to my heart, and then I'll talk about the other stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about is I notice a lot of people are using DIY ingredients for incorporating masks, and you see a lot of videos for it. That's great and that's wonderful. Not the issue. The issue is when you are using it to capitalize and make money, and you're giving these sales gimmicks of this is going to make your hair grow overnight, and that's just not how this works. First off, you don't have that person that's watching you. You don't have their hair in front of you, and you can't just be making promises like my favorite YouTuber Christian said in her new video, which I'll link in my description box. She always keeps it real. You can't make promises that you can't keep. You telling these people that their hair is going to grow overnight, and it's like she said, and like I always say, some people have medical conditions that stunts the growth of their hair. Some people, they are not doing healthy, safe practices to their hair. So even if they were to use those masks, that's not going to fix the fact that they need to be incorporating safe, healthy practices for lymph retention. You know, that's just me being real. You know, I get it. They trying to get the views, but it's like, don't try to get the views so much that you're making promises that you can't keep, and you're not really doing your research. Like, you're not telling people, a lot of videos I've seen, they're not telling people the exact proportions of stuff. You just see them pouring it in. So you don't know what would be the correct amount for your hair anyway. Like, again, I tell you all the time, this natural hair journey is about trial and error and experimenting. Don't just go off of what you see somebody else. I've said it in a video before. Don't fall for these quick fixes. Because these people that have these quick fixes and your hair is going to grow overnight, or your hair will never stop growing, they just want views and they want to make their money. So I get it, but it's like, don't fall into that, because they don't have your hair in front of them. They don't know what's going on with your body. They don't know what you're doing on a regular basis with your hair. So for them to say that, that's false advertisement, and they need to not do that. For the people that are the greats that have been doing Ayurvedic hair care practices like Curly Proverbs, Shantae's Way, Miriam Hampton, those are some of the people I started following to do, and that's how I fell in love with Ayurvedic hair care. And if you don't know what that is, that's using all vegan, some of it is vegan products, organic products, fruits, vegetables, herbs, things like that, to create hair care products. Not even necessarily products. I've been doing like masks and things like that. Those are the people that I fell in love with that do those things. I'll link their channels in my description box as well. They are the greats. They are not doing it because they're trying to capitalize off of anybody. They're trying to give valuable information to you to help you and assist you in regards to that. And they've done the adequate amount of research to be able to give you those things. They all have hair care, actual hair care lines that they have that stuff measured out. Those are the people that you want to, whose videos you want to look at and view. Those are the videos that I've always followed, even before when I did my first natural hair journey, and I kind of gave up on it years ago. You know what I mean? So you really want to just pay attention, and pay attention to who you're listening to, because these people that are like, your hair are going to grow overnight, they just are trying anything, and they feel like that's the new thing that's in. Like I said, Miriam Hampton, Curly Proverbs, and Shantae's Way. They are the people. They are the originators of that I originally saw using Ayurvedic hair care practices. They are the greats. Those are who started with those types of ingredients and Ayurvedic practices. Not these people that are, it's basically, it sounds like in their titles, they get rich quick scheme, like for your natural hair. Like, we're not doing it. So so anybody that feels any kind of way, anybody that knows me, this is me, I'm blunt. You have to deal with that. I've been blunt for some time. It's not going to change. I just had to say something about that, because when I'm giving you information about Ayurvedic ingredients, or they're giving information, it's not that we're trying to make money, it's we're trying to open you up to some new things that will get you to use healthy hair care products that don't have a bunch of toxins in them. Those were the point. That was the reason why we all started doing it, to put you onto that, something that's going to be healthy for your body, for our community, so that their hair can not only grow and thrive, but it's something that's healthy that they're putting into their body, onto their hair. So when you have other people overusing it, it's like, that's a lot, you know what I mean? And the only reason why I stopped doing Ayurvedic hair care practices is because of the simple fact that I found my hair care line that I've been using, Live with Nature. So I don't have to make my stuff anymore. It took the work out of that, you know what I mean? So most definitely, you just want to make sure you're following people that actually want to give you information and not just make a buck, because that's what a lot of these YouTubers that are coming up with these get rich quick schemes are doing. They're trying to make a buck. They're trying to make money so that and gain views off of you. And it's like, they're not giving you that information. Like I said, those people I mentioned, they've been in the game for a long time doing it, and it wasn't just something like, we just going to do that. And Ayurvedic ingredients, they do help your hair and assist your hair with thriving to its fullest potential, because you're not putting chemicals in your hair. But you want to be looking at people that they're talking about the measurements and the ingredients and the background of porosity and what to use and the different herbs and things like that. Those three, I'm going to link them so you guys have that information. Those are the people that you should definitely be watching, because they are not doing it to make money. They're telling you this because it's information that is going to help you to keep not only toxins out of your hair, but out of your body. And that was the reason why I fell in love with it, because it was along the lines of what I was, what I wanted to do, along the lines of how I wanted to create my videos. I have done the same thing. I have some videos on clean hair care products and things that I've made. I don't make them because I want views. I make it to show you the before and the after. I've even talked about, I have a video, I'll link it in my description box, of how my hair was before I started using Ayurvedic ingredients, when I was using store-bought products, why I make my stuff versus buying it really from the store. So I'll link that in the description box as well. But I had to get that off my chest, because I was just I know this, we 7 minutes and something, then I had to go in, because I'm just that's my thing, Ayurvedic ingredients, and y'all are making it not have a meaning anymore, because y'all just trying to gain capital off of it instead of really informing people. I think that that's wrong to do. I get you trying to make money, but I really feel like that's wrong. Give these people the information because you want to give them the information and help them. You get more blessings when you're trying to help people versus when you're trying to do something and it's for your own personal gain and you're trying to manipulate people, which a lot of those titles that say, oh, grow your hair overnight, oh, do this in your hair and never stop, that's manipulative. That's a manipulation tactic for that stuff. So I had to really get into that. I'm sorry, y'all, I went in, but y'all know I'm blunt, and I gotta keep it real. I love y'all, and it is what it is. It's all out of love. The next thing I want to talk about is this is the last thing, is when people state that their hair grew because of genetics. Now, when I used to hear people say that, I used to really think because my hair was shorter that it was true, maybe just genetically I couldn't grow my hair. And then as I learned more about hair care, I was like, no, that's not true. Now, you've never heard me say anything about that in the videos, that's the reason why you retain length, because if you want your hair, if you want to keep all of your length and for your hair to grow long, you have to retain the length. Genetics and length retention have nothing to do with each other. The only thing that's genetic is your hair growth rate, but how you retain lymph has nothing to do with genetics, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have to do anything. We would just be and let our hair grow at the rate it's going to grow. So they have nothing to do with each other. When I hear people say that their hair grew because of genetics, oh, it's just my genetics, either they heard somebody else say it and they really don't know the science behind how genetics work. I'm not insulting anybody's intelligence, but we all took science. They either don't know the science behind how genetics work, especially to hair care, or they're saying it because they put themselves, because their hair is long and everybody is like, oh my God, I want my hair to be long, on a pedestal. That's somewhere that you can't, that's not a goal that you can obtain or get to. And videos like that, I don't continue to watch those people's videos when they're like, it's genetics. I'm like, no, you really don't know a lot about hair and the science of hair if you're just telling me that genetics, because if that's the case, we would just, all we would have to do is exist and our hair would grow long. So I wanted to debunk that as well. Lymph retention and genetics are two different things. They have nothing to do with each other. Genetics and your growth rate have something to do with something, but retaining lymph is very different than genetics. When you're retaining lymph, that's what you're doing to keep the lymph that you have. That's your trims, that's your deep conditioning, whatever you decide to do for your routine. That retaining lymph is how you're going to grow your hair long. So when they're talking about that, they're not giving you real tips when they say, oh, it was genetics, because like, if that's the case, again, you would just be and your hair will grow long. So that's not the case. And those are not people you want to listen to as well, because it's just like they can't know the science of hair and how hair works if they're just telling you genetics. Again, they may be misinformed. They may not know a lot about science and natural hair, and that's okay. We all have a learning experience. Like, I was under the impression, again, that my hair would not grow long because genetically it's just going to be stuck where it is, and that's not the case. People in my family, there's some people in my family, their hair is not the longest, and their hair is not the longest because a lot of it has to do with health conditions, the way they take care of their hair, their practices. It has nothing to do with genetics. Then I have people in my family whose hair is long, whose hair is to their butt, and it has everything to do with how they retain lymph, what they're actually doing to retain lymph, how they take care of their hair. So I wanted to clear up that misconception as well, because I hear it all the time, and I've been hearing it for years, and I've never really said anything. Genetics and lymph retention have nothing to do with each other. I'm sorry, y'all. They have nothing to do with each other. I did not retain all the lymph from my hair, and my hair did not grow the lymph that it was because of genetics. It does not have anything to do with it does. I'm trying not to laugh. It doesn't have anything to do with genetics. Your growth rate does, and that's about it. We can't even say how your natural texture of your hair has to do with genetics, because everybody's hair texture is different. My hair texture is different than my sisters and my brothers and my cousins and aunts and uncles. Like, so we can't even say that either. God just created us all differently. Genetics, the only thing that genetics has in common is your hair's growth rate. It has nothing to do with lymph retention. So I really hope this video helped y'all. I really hope it cleared up some misconceptions that you guys were hearing. You know, I'm really sorry I went in like that, but y'all know I've been doing this for a while. And so for people to just be capitalizing and they're not really educating people, I have an issue with that, because it's just like you're making promises that you can't keep. It's false advertisement, and you're not really doing any type of research in regards to how many increments or how much they should be using or anything like that. You don't know if that person has a healthcare condition and what would suit best for them or anything like that. So I just had to go in, but I love y'all. I'm going to have everything linked in the description box I was talking about. And I'll just talk to you guys soon. Bye.